time is approaching 7 minutes after 6, and it's chilly. We're 5 degrees below at our Route 302 broadcast studios, and it is cold, so be sure to warm up the vehicle and warm up yourself, and be sure to take care of those pets as you head out this morning. Now let's take a look at the weather as we head into the weekend. It's being brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brick Materials. They're in East Reigate, and they're also at 596 Crossroad in Waterford. You can call Darcy at 802-633-4122.
Is part of your property too tough to mow, or do you need a new driveway, or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat, plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches, Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo for WYKR.
All right, thank you. We're 8 minutes after 6, and as we said, 5-6 degrees below 0, and some areas in the listening area are a bit chillier than that and not warming up a lot today. And there you have it as we head into the weekend. That's the latest weather brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials. Be sure to call Darcy at 802-633-4122. As Manchester Brick Materials has 2 convenient locations taking care of you, from 596 Crossroad in Waterford and also Route 5 North in East Reigate. And glad to have you along here with us, Steve and John, and our many friends right up until 9 o'clock this morning. Our first guest coming up shortly after 6:30 this morning. We'll be chatting with Paul Ordway, the owner of PTO's Repair in Fairleigh.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Lydia, a senior from Lebanon High School, is sharing Wise Words.
We know that consent is not hard or confusing. You just have to ask. But consent is more than asking just one question. For us to give consent, we need more information, like knowing how old the other person is, what we're agreeing to do, and what we don't want to do. Maybe we want to know whether we're exclusive or seeing other people, and what precautions we want to feel safe. We get to decide for ourselves what information we need to make an informed choice, and we get to stop whenever things aren't feeling right. We all deserve partners who listen to us, don't pressure us into things that make us feel uncomfortable, and stop when things aren't okay. What do you need to feel ready to say yes?
These Wise Words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of Wise and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives. To learn more, please visit our website, wiseuv.org.
Yesterday's major question, Patriots practice. Mike Vrabel, concerned about quarterback Drake May's reported shoulder injury. The Q&A went like this.
Can you share if that was something he was dealing with previously and re-aggravated?
No, because then he would have been listed on the injury report before then.
What is your level of concern?
Not much. I try not to have a whole lot of concern. I just want to try to prepare the football team and make sure that everybody's ready and that we...
The Patriots head coach not concerned about his quarterback injury, ? And there is football.
Just trying to remain focused on each day and not look too far ahead is something that, we've tried to focus on. Just getting started, trying to break the days up and when they, how much they are working and when they're off, but also focused on trying to keep the normal schedule as close to, possible as we can make it.
Mike Vrabel.
And good morning. It's about 17 minutes after and 5 degrees below. It is chilly. Warm up the vehicle as you head out this morning. Give it a little time to reach your destination as well. Road crew's doing a great job taking care of the snow that we continue to get and, of course, the cold temperatures. But give yourself time as you head out to hit your destination today. Stephen, John, and friends, Paul Ordway checks in with us shortly after 6:30. Paul Ordway, of course, the owner of PTO's Repair in Fairleigh, is Fisher Plows and Fisher Sanders that are getting a real workout this winter. Meanwhile, I want to remind you that you're invited to join them for an unforgettable evening celebrating Portuguese cuisine and wine while supporting the restoration of the historic Wentworth Brown House, as the special Valentine's Day experience features a thoughtfully curated 5-course dinner paired with exceptional Portuguese wines. And that'll be happening at Alumni Hall, 6 p.m., February 14th, Portuguese Wine Dinner Fundraiser. Taking a look at the weather now for the listening area. This includes all of Northeast Vermont, Northwest New Hampshire, from the Fairbanks Museum, and brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. As in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus, that comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Grace from the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. And the good news, as the temperatures fall, so do the prices. Get up to $10,000 total savings on a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drive. Hurry in today or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Stock number WT26071. Must trade a 2012 or newer Chevy to qualify. Subject to change. Not available with all offers through February 2nd, 2026.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo for WYKR.
And we're 5 degrees below. There you have it. Updated look at the weather brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. Same great people, same great experience. And, of course, the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. And Wells River Chevy will be bringing you the Bear Ridge Speedway race report again this year. Butch and April, they arrive at about 6:40 and give us the update as to what's happening the past weekend at Bear Ridge, and then, of course, what's coming up. First race coming up, the first Saturday in May, I believe. More details on that as we get closer to racing season 2026. I believe they're going into their 59th year of racing at Bear Ridge Speedway. This is Post Malone along with Luke Combs. That's Cody Johnson with a painter. We're approaching 6:30. A good morning to you, Stephen John, and our many guests. We'll be chatting with Paul Ordway shortly from PTO's Repair and Fairleigh. First, we'll take a break for a minute or so. Check out the weather forecast.
Hi, I'm Lori Riggy, Commercial Loan Specialist at Wells River Savings Bank. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been more than just a bank. We've been your neighbors. We know our customers by name and care about the things that matter most to them. From supporting local youth sports and community projects to helping families and small businesses grow, every dollar that stays local helps our communities thrive. Because a mutual community bank like ours, your deposits don't just sit in an account. They go back into the community to make a real difference. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So where's the big deal?
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCaire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Now's the time to get into a brand new Jeep during the Start Something New sales event. Right now at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, drive a brand new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited, lease it for just $359 per month for 39 months with zero money down. That's right, zero down on a Compass Limited packed with premium features, advanced safety, technology, and legendary Jeep capability built to handle Vermont roads with confidence. You'll find St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram just over the railroad tracks in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. Easy to find and worth the trip. Stop in today or visit us online and take advantage of this exceptional lease on a 2026 Jeep Compass Limited for just $359 per month with zero down.
Lease for stock number SJJ 26002. 10,000 miles per year, 32,500 total miles. 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, registration extra. Must have current Stellantis brand lease. First payment due at signing.
St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Lorenzo for WYKR.
All right, there you have it. Updated look at the forecast for the listening area. That's upper Connecticut River Valley, northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire. 632 -5. And some areas are a bit chillier than that in the listening area. That's the weather. It's brought to you this time around by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Auto Saver Group. They're also online at stjohnsburycdjr.com. In a minute, we're going to chat with Paul Ordway, PTO's Repair, right there in Fairleigh. All right, here we go. It is 6:34. We head to Fairleigh, find out what's happening at PTO's Repair. Paul Ordway and Kim, of course, the owners. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, Stephen John. How are we doing this cold morning?
This has been quite the winter so far, hasn't it?
Oh, wicked, crazy.
You know, we had that little meltdown there for, a week or so back in January. But, boy, December came in cold, and after that little warm spell there, it's been cold again.
Oh, yeah. Cold all weekend.
Yeah, and into next week, as I was seeing. So, I don't know. We'll have a conversation with Mark Breen in an hour or so. We'll see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, we'll see who he's got for good words.
The other thing, though, where we're seeing more light in the morning and also at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's a big improvement. I'm leaving work, and it's still daylight, and I'm like, oh, nice.
Kind of nice.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It used to be a little after 4, and, it's getting dark out, and, wow, that's great.
It is. Of course, February 1st rolls in, this Sunday, and then by the 1st of March, we're pretty much 6 to 6, and it's light.
Yeah. Awesome.
Closer to spring as well.
Right.
Oh, boy. All right, so it's been a cold one. It's been a snowing one. How is the equipment holding up, and how are the people doing out there plowing anyway?
So far, so good. And, we've had a few breakdowns, some hoses and stuff, but other than that, everybody is doing well. Some contractors have had a couple of little backing accidents into a stone wall or something and damaged some stuff, but majority of the people are doing well around this area that I know of, and we're keeping the parts in as fast as we can. Getting parts this year is a little harder than past. Takes a little longer.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19.
Oh. If you push the wrong button, that's what happens. Sorry about that.
Wow.
Computers take over, Paul.
They sure did, didn't they?
I noticed you stopped talking, too. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not a good day if you push the wrong button and a plow falls on your foot or something, right?
No, that's a bad day.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, back to finding out what's happening at PTO's Repair in regards to Fisher snow plows and Fisher sanders.
We're doing well. We're getting our parts in as quick as we can, and we have some parts ordered for some people, and as soon as they get here, we'll call them and get their parts onto their sanders and stuff that they need, and we're still installing some plows. I got one sold for next week. I got to install next week. A gentleman called up, got a truck. Wants a nice 9.5 stainless steel put on that, so we'll take care of him next week, and got some couple of small repairs today to take care of, and fixed a few, probably 3 yesterday, some small stuff, some repairs. One had needed a pump and stuff, broke the pump, but we're getting back going again, and they're picking those up today, and we'll be good shape for the weekend.
Yeah. So the suspension on front of these trucks can handle those big plows all right, huh? Some of those plows are huge.
This is a Ram 3500, so
okay.
It will handle this plow for sure. We have an e-match we're supposed to use. It's a little thing that Fisher has set up, and you click on that and put all your vehicle information in, and then it gives you choices of plows that are legal and approved to fit on this vehicle. So use that. Anybody has any questions, go on to btosrepair.com, fisherplows.com, and look for the e-match button. Click that, and then a screen will come up, and you fill out all the info, and then at the end it shows you pictures of the plows available.
Pretty easy. So when do you go to Maine again to do a little bit of class and find out what's happening with Fisher plows?
It'll be in July.
All right.
Yeah, in July is a 2-day class. We go up, see what's happening new, what they're working on, and then we do a 2-day class time of electrical and hydraulics, and we go over it, and sometimes like the new speed caster sander control that's out, came out this year, that hooks up to the data link, the OBD2 connector on the vehicle, and picks up the speed from the vehicle, and it controls the flow of the sand or salt, whichever. So when the vehicle goes faster, the sander goes faster.
Really?
When you stop somewhere, it stops. It's pretty similar to what the state highway and some towns have. It's pretty much a computer operated, done by speed, and yeah, it's quite a thing.
So how did it work in the old days before you had the computer technology? Because you were part of the state of Vermont doing that, right?
Yeah, we had them back then. It was a Dickie John that the state was using then. And before that, you just had 2 dials, 1 dial for the sander, 1 dial for the spinner. Back then we had the tailgate spreaders. You had to dump the body up and carry the body halfway.
Oh, that's right.
And eventually they came out with the all seasons that it dumps sideways, and the bed chain is built into the dump body of itself, which is what they have now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. You can keep your dump bodies down and just side dumps over onto a bed chain.
Yeah, I forgot about that because they had to have the dump up so it would dump all the debris into kind of a pan, so to speak.
Yeah, it'd be years ago, the dump body had to be up. You had to dump it up, put it back down a little, and travel.
Yeah.
Most of the time, under halfway up, you'd travel with it, and it would keep flowing it back to the spreader in the back of the dump body, which goes across. The sander goes across with 2 augers, and then it dumps it onto a spinner, and it puts it where you want it in the road.
What's the biggest plow that Fisher actually makes then?
The biggest one is the 10.5V. And then we, of course, have the XLS, which is an 8.611. That's the straight plow with the wings on it that hydraulically move. We have that one, 8.611. And then we have the 10-foot HC that goes on bigger trucks. And so, yeah, we go from smallest one is the 6.8 up to 11, 8.5 to 11. The biggest one.
So the state trucks don't. So the state trucks don't get their commercial plows from Fisher. It's somewhere else.
Nope. That's the plow I've been trying to get them to make.
But smaller.
550s.
Yeah.
It's a smaller one of that, but a lot of towns have 450s, 550s, 600s now, whatever. Under a CDL license, and I've been trying to get them to make a one-way power angle plow that we can put on there and sell to our local towns and stuff. And not getting it.
Really?
So I don't know. We'll see. I'll put it on the whiteboard again this year, and we'll see what happens.
It's going to be a big celebration if that happens, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be happy, and some towns will be happy that we can have something that we could bid on and help out the towns, municipalities around.
Yeah, I guess it would be great. All right, Paul, it's quite the winter. Keeping you busy down there, PTO's Repair.
Oh, yes.
Good. All right. Well, we'll chat next Friday. We'll be heading into February and that much closer to spring for you guys.
All right. Great. Anybody has any questions, feel free to give us a call, stop by, whatever, and we'll help you out.
PTO's Repair in Fairleigh. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Yep.
Bye.
6:42. Glad that you could be with us this morning. A cold Friday morning. We're 5 degrees below right now. We'll take a break here for a minute or so. We'll be back and update you on the forecast as we head into the weekend right here at your country, YKR. Coming up on 6:44, we take a look at the weekend weather, this time being brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. And they pull product from both Vermont and New Hampshire. Taking care of all your needs, give Chief a call here in Vermont at 802-584-3868 and line up your projects.
Chief Crushing and Excavation, with plenty of products available that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby Vermont or New Hampshire locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fill, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Excavation and land clearing services are also available. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has the knowledge, know-how, and equipment to get the job done right for you. For quarry operating hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo for WYKR.
And for Chief Crushing and Excavation, Chief standing by, talk with you and line up your projects for the new year at 802-584-3868. 6:45. And let's see, we'll take a break for a minute and then a conversation that Joshua Smith had with Steve and Tonya from Batchelder Carpentry coming right up right here.
So we are excited to have back in the studio our good friends from Batchelder Carpentry at vtcarpenter.com. I am looking at Steve Batchelder, and Tonya Palmer is here in the studio.
Good morning.
Hello.
All right, so I know that what we wanted to do so we took some notes before we started, before I hit the record button to talk about what we're going to talk about. And we realized I think it's really important just to remind people who Batchelder Carpentry is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do anything interior, exterior. We do windows, doors, siding. We can build a house if you want it.
That's right. Yeah.
Inside it and out.
Yeah. Interior, exterior trim. We do drywall. We hang the drywall. We'll do taping. We also do painting. Do certain types of floorings. You know, we don't do much of the hardwood. We're not right there yet. We will do it, but we're getting more acquainted with that system. But yeah, snow guards, kitchen baths,
windows, doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do roofing.
No, we do not do roofing.
That's pretty much the only thing we don't do.
Right.
Yep.
You mentioned snow guards.
Yeah, snow guards or snow retention systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a vendor, and yeah, we've done a few of them, and customers are happy, and we look forward to doing more.
All right, so remind people, what are snow guards, or as you say in the contracting world, the snow retention system?
So it could be there's different styles. There's a solid couple rod style, then there's a bar system, and then there's individual pieces that can be placed on your roof. And their snow retention systems are designed to stop the snow from falling off your big sheet, coming down, damaging vehicles, plants, decks, yeah,
windows,
yeah,
right. And have you seen, because we just got a ton of snow,
yes,
and this is the perfect time to look at probably getting a snow retention system on your house.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how many hundreds of phone calls have you gotten since this big snowstorm?
I wouldn't say we've gotten hundreds, but we got a few phone calls.
Yeah. And also too, how does that work? So they show up to you show up to their house, and they're looking at Batchelder Carpentry. I found you at vtcarpenter.com, and you do snow retention systems.
Yes.
How do you do you measure it? How does that whole process work?
Yeah. So we measure the length and the run of the roof. We check for the type of roofing you have, whether it's standing seam or shingles
and also the gauge of the tin on the roof.
Yeah. The thickness of the roofing is a big factor in which style snow retention system. And that is all calculated out by the vendor that we used. Yeah.
And so, is there a myth about which roofs should have snow retention systems? It seems like most people would think that if you have a metal roof, then you absolutely need one. But shingles roofs might need them as well.
Yeah, it depends on the pitch of your roof, how
Okay.
steep it is. Yeah, that's really what drives all of this.
Right.
Because if you it doesn't matter what type of roofing you got. If it's a 12-12 pitch, it's going to be really steep and so what.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're talking to Steve Batchelder and Tonya Palmer from Batchelder Carpentry. And you also are getting filled up with spots for winter and spring now?
Yes, definitely. We still got quite a few slots open for spring, summer work. Now's the time to reach out because they are going to fill up fast. Especially once people get their tax money back, that seems to be the beginning of the busy season. Really. Yeah.
And also too at Batchelder Carpentry, you're famous for being known as the contractor that likes Pinterest boards.
Yes, Pinterest boards, pictures. You know, we like to see it all because it helps us understand what you're trying to achieve. You know, you may like certain parts of one picture and not the other. That's totally fine. We'll sit down with you. We'll discuss it all and try to come up with a way to make your dreams come true.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And also too, Tonya, talk to us a little bit about the fact that at Batchelder Carpentry, you also work with any age of home.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's a brand new home, if you're in the process of building it, or if it's an 1800s home.
Right.
We will do what we can to make it what you want.
Right. And you kind of also match the style of the house, but also too, you also, and we mentioned a couple months ago that some of these older houses, the measurement is kind of fun.
Yes,
yes,
funky.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It can be.
Yeah.
But we work with it and we do the best that we can to make it functional.
Right.
Just back to the old house part, you know, windows, door openings, they're not always square and the walls aren't always plumb. Or if we're adding, say, a closet in a part of your home and the wall's 1.5 inches out of plumb, you know, we will take the time to work everything properly. Looks good and the doors swing the way they should. And they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Batchelder and Tonya Palmer, if people want to, how would somebody like listening to this and say, I would love to have Steve and Tonya show up at my place and give me an estimate on something. And I don't have the money now, but I will. Should they wait till they have the money or should they actually call you now?
No, call us now or send us an email at vtcarpenter.com.
Okay.
Or you can give a call at 802-793-3071. And we'll try to get you in here and figure out what you want.
Yeah, and even if you got to go to a bank and take out a home equity loan or whatever the case may be, or if your insurance is involved, definitely just reach out. We can plan the work. We can get pricing on everything and get that secured, and then you can have your insurance company give you a better idea of what you need the project. Yep.
And one of the things that I hear a lot about Batchelder Carpentry, you have some of the best prices because you also get your products from multiple sources as well.
We definitely do. Yes, we work with lots of lumber yards and hardware stores all over New England, really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And you know, there's a lot. The reason we do that is because there's a lot of places you can't get similar products that are more affordable. Some places only have X, Y, Z.
Right.
And we
ABC.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. All right. Well, Steve and Tonya, any final comments?
Just get a hold of us at vtcarpenter.com.
Yeah. Spring is coming very soon. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. You look out the window, you don't think spring is coming, but spring.
Eventually it will be here.
It will be here. Yep. People are already buying their sugar and equipment. So.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
We are now 6:54. Let's find out how close we are to spring as we take a look at the weather forecast being brought to you by Farmway right there in Bradford. And they're also online at VermontGear.com. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, Fridays until 8 p.m. And coming up this Tuesday, February 3rd, through Monday, February 16th, 25% almost everything in the Pandora Jewelry Department at Farmway. That's when you spend $125 on qualifying jewelry at Farmway. So be sure to check it out. That sale will begin this coming Tuesday, February 3rd at Farmway. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices. You won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere. And if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Lorenzo for WYKR.
All right, thank you, David. The updated weather this time brought to you by Farmway right there in Bradford. And they're also online at VermontGear.com. And don't forget, coming up this Tuesday, February 3rd through Monday, February 16th, they have 25% off almost everything in the Pandora jewelry department. That's when you spend $125 on qualifying jewelry at Farmway. 4 minutes after 7. Good morning. It's cold. We've dropped another degree, now 6 below. And some areas are colder in the listening area. Let's take a look at the weekend weather. It's being brought to you by your friends at Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal.
New England winter has a way of turning up the cold, but things are heating up at Crosstown Motors. Hi, I'm Kevin Roy, GM at Crosstown Motors, and during our Start Something New sales event, we're bringing the heat with red-hot Ram truck offers that'll warm you up all season long. Right now, purchase a new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn or Laramie with 0% financing for 60 months, or 2.9% for 72 months, plus the industry-best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. That's peace of mind that lasts long even after the snow melts. Prefer a lease? Lease a new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Level 1 Crew Cab, stock number DT26021, for just $479 per month for 39 months with 0 money down.
10,000 miles per year, 32,500 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and registration extra. Must have a Stellantis brand lease in household to qualify. First payment due at signing. 10100 Powertrain Limited Warranty. See dealer for details.
So don't let winter freeze your plans. Turn up the heat and start something new at Crosstown Motors, where the deals are hot, even when New England isn't.
From the Fairbanks Museum, the forecast for this morning. Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of flurries, mainly north. Chillier today with highs in the single digits to around 0 and wind chills below 0 for most of the day. Remaining breezy with northwest winds 5 to 10, gusting to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly to partly cloudy and winds decreasing, becoming calm. Lows from 5 to 10 below 0. Tomorrow partly cloudy with winds light and highs in the low to mid-teens. I'm meteorologist David Lorenzo for WYKR.
It is cold out. Be sure to warm up the vehicle, warm up yourself, and warm up the pets. It's 6 below at our Route 302 broadcast studios, and it could be chillier in some of those cold hollows. Road crews doing a great job taking care of the roads this winter. We've had a lot of snow. We've had a lot of cold, and it's a good idea to give those guys a break out there. They're doing their best to keep up with it. Meanwhile, that is a look at the weather. It's brought to you this time around by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. Glad you could be with us this morning. Still a couple of hours. We take it at 9 o'clock. A lot of great people that we've chatted with the last couple of days, and we'll be chatting with on the phone or live right here in our studios. As I said yesterday, I had a conversation with Winston Oaks, the owner of Budget Lumber in North Haverhill. We'll be listening to that in just a few minutes. About 14 minutes after 7, good morning. It is the last of the month, today being the 30th of January. Things are continuing to be hot as Winston Oaks, the owner of Budget Lumber, Budget KB, and Millwork in North Haverhill, is continuing his liquidation. So how's it going so far this winter anyway, Winston?
For the weather and everything is against you, you're doing pretty well.
Uh-huh.
We're still ordering in stuff for people, and door business is pretty brisk. So, but it's starting to get down. But we still got a lot to move still.
Is it mostly doors? Is it mostly doors and windows at this point, Winston?
Yes.
Okay. And then you got lots of odds and ends.
I got you breaking up.
Yeah, you got lots of odds and ends, I guess. You got doors and windows, but a lot of odds and ends there.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about things that are going to continue there, because you've got your kitchen and bath department, which is budget KB. So let's give our listeners an update in regards to what's going on with Rebecca.
Rebecca, of course, is still down there, and we got that 5,000 square foot showroom, and we got 50 or 60 vanities on display, and marble tops and cultured tops and Formica tops, and so it's a great variety of type of stuff that you can put on tops now.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchens are very brisk, and they're doing well for the winter.
Okay, so they can stop in sometime Monday through Friday during your regular business hours and talk with Rebecca, or give you a call, and they can line up their free measurements as long as it's somewhere in the listening area. Okay.
Yes, she'll go out and even make a site visit to give you some ideas if you want to. So.
Okay. So let's talk about the liquidation. It's going to continue at 50% off as we roll into the month of February, but there are certain things you'll make a deal on, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I mean, if somebody wants a quantity of anything, it's a time we can make it work. We got a lot of really nice entry doors still in stock. We can hang them in a shop either way you want to hang them, and pick your thickness to your jam, and do about anything in custom sizing as far as the jam goes. We can do it right here.
Mm-hmm.
And we still got a few windows kicking around it. That you can really, there's a nice bay window out there that's half price, and it's a great window. But you should not, people need to stop in, and most of the sales are from people just kind of browsing.
Mm-hmm.
They come in and see, I could use one of those.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, great advice. If people got some kind of storage, pick up the stuff now, and even if they're 2 or 3 years down the road before they can use it, as long as they put it in some good dry storage, they can use it down the road.
Oh, absolutely. If you're going to have interior doors, it's a great time to get them because, at $25 a piece, you can outfit your house pretty cheap.
Sure. Now, if you're building, let's say, some kind of an outbuilding or a garage or something like that, doors and windows that will work in that environment as well, Winston?
Your transmission is getting so gobbly, I can't understand you.
Yeah, wow. You sound good at this end. Sorry about that. But we're talking about Winston Oaks, who is the owner of Budget KB, and, of course, Budget Lumber is under liquidation. You started this back in August of last year with, 10% off an hour at 50 plus.
Time go.
Isn't that the truth? So I guess at this point, for as long as you've got plenty of stock, you'll continue with the 50+ percentages off. Is that true, Winston?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So regular hours are what? Have they changed any? Or still Monday through Friday, Winston?
8 to 4, yep,
okay.
Monday through Friday.
All right. So this being the last day of January, we'll make that update again that they're at 50% off during that liquidation going on Budget Lumber in North Haverhill. We'll talk again in a couple of weeks with Winston to get another update as to what is going on as we head into the middle of February. Does that work for you, Winston?
We'll be here till everything's sold out.
All right. Anyway, thanks for the update, okay?
You're welcome.
Drake May took to the podium yesterday after practice. The Patriots' young quarterback confirming there is a little pain in his right shoulder, his throwing shoulder. He's not concerned.
I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get back to 100%. And I think a lot of people in the locker room would say the same thing. Having a 2-week break, it's nice to maybe rest a little more and get to know the Seahawks as good as I can. And from there, looking forward to getting out to practice and trying to transfer that to live game reps.
Drake May is a kid. He's only 23 years old. Starring quarterback in a Super Bowl, taking this minor inconvenience in stride.
That's why you have trainers and one of those things where it's a long season and sometimes things show up and do whatever I can to feel 100%, and I'm sure I'll get if not there, as close as you can, 99, or do whatever I can to make sure I'm throwing. And like I said, do whatever I can to help the team win.
Patriot quarterback Drake May.
We're in the single numbers below 0. Maybe you're in one of those cold hollows where you're double digits below 0. Who knows? But it is cold. And it's going to continue to be cold. We'll take a break here. Compliments of your friends at Woodsville Power Equipment, bringing you the weather with sales, service, parts, repairs, and rental equipment. And getting ready for spring. The equipment is arriving every day at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway in Woodsville. And we would assume with plenty of snow still in the forecast, lots of winter in front of us. Maybe you need a snowblower. They can help you out. All you have to do is stop by and check it out at Woodsville Power Equipment. Do it today. At Bobcat of Woodsville, they'll help you dig for success with a variety of Bobcat equipment, plus attachments, accessories, and replacement parts, including tires, tracks, filters, and lubricants, all backed by factory-authorized service that you can depend on. Bobcat of Woodsville understands that you rely on your equipment for your livelihood and success. Make Bobcat of Woodsville work for you. Visit Bobcat of Woodsville, 4942 Dartmouth College Highway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: cold weather advisories this morning. Variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0 on the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. 21 minutes after 7. We're 6 below, and that is cold. And it's been snowy. Be careful out there. Warm up the vehicle. And if you've got pets, be sure to take care of them as well. Updated weather is brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. Be sure to stop in. Give them a call at 603-747-2322. And if you're all set for winter, but you need your spring and summer and your fall equipment taken care of, you're looking for brand new stuff, they can help you out. One of the top songs in the country right now. At 29 after 7, we'll be back in a minute checking birthdays and anniversaries for you.
So where's the big deal?
Holy shmoly, it's Matt LeCire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Now's the time to get into a brand new Jeep during the Start Something New sales event. Right now at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, drive a brand new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited, lease it for just $359 per month for 39 months with zero money down. That's right, zero down on a Compass Limited packed with premium features, advanced safety, technology, and legendary Jeep capability built to handle Vermont roads with confidence. You'll find St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram just over the railroad tracks in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. Easy to find and worth the trip. Stop in today or visit us online and take advantage of this exceptional lease on a 2026 Jeep Compass Limited for just $359 per month with zero down.
Lease for stock number SJJ 26002. 10,000 miles per year, 32,500 total miles. 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title, registration extra. Must have current Stellantis brand lease. First payment due at signing.
St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
A good morning, cold morning on this 30th day of January 2026 as we prepare to check out birthdays and anniversaries. But first, we have a belated birthday from yesterday on January 29th to Adelaide Merriam. Very happy birthday from Papa. I love you. And that, of course, was celebrated yesterday on January 29th. Our birthdays today on Friday, January 30th, include the following. We have happy birthday wishes to Gabby Whipple, Shauna Aldrich, Roxana Zampieri, also to Crystal Elias. A very happy birthday, Chris, Lavange, Wade, and Piper. Jennifer Kozakowski celebrates today, and so does Hunter Torrey. No anniversaries to pass along, so we'll remind you to get your wishes into us as soon as you can. And we'll get it on the day of your selected wish. Of course, when the day is being celebrated, either a birthday or anniversary. That's brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford, so be sure and take some time to thank them. Taking a look at the birthdays again, but first, the belated birthday celebrated yesterday on the January 29th, a Thursday, to Adelaide Merriam. Very happy birthday from Papa. I love you. And celebrating birthdays today include the following: Hunter Torrey, Jennifer Kozakowski, also Crystal Elias. A very happy birthday, Chris, Lavange, Wade, and Piper. Roxana Zampieri celebrates today. So does Shauna Aldrich and Gabby Whipple. If you see any of these people today, be sure and wish them a great day. Happy birthdays. and anniversaries that are brought to you at the same time every day of the year by your friendly folks at the Winston Insurance Agency in Bradford.
In many areas, wild animals are a serious traffic safety concern. Stay safe with these tips. While driving, scan the road and shoulders of the road ahead. Look for yellow road signs warning of high danger areas. Use extra caution when traveling during dawn and dusk. Animals are most active during these times. At night, use high beams if there's no oncoming traffic. Be on the lookout for reflecting eyes. Remember, deer are herd animals. Where there's one, there's usually more nearby. If a collision is unavoidable, apply the brakes and steer straight. Let up on the brakes just before impact, allowing the front of your vehicle to rise slightly, reducing the risk of the animal striking the windshield. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Winston Insurance Agency of Bradford is a family-owned business that has been serving Vermont and New Hampshire since 1960. Service is their best policy at the Winston Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, it's time to have a chat with the man that knows what's happening with the weather all the time. It's Mark Breen.
Good morning, Stephen.
Okay, glad to have you along here with us. Don't you know what's going on with the weather all the time, Mark?
Well, I would say most of the time.
All right, there you go.
There are, I try to take a vacation every once in a while and sort of forget what the weather's going to do, but I think if I had never become a weather forecaster, I would be one of those people that would be sending in reports to my local meteorologist, and I would be, digging into all kinds of things. Of course, the internet makes it that much easier in terms of, finding information and all that kind of thing. So I think I would be a weather nut whether it turned into a job or not.
Okay, you really love the weather, don't you, Mark?
I do.
Good, bad, and indifferent. Even with the surge of Arctic air.
Oh yeah, and there are definitely some people that aren't exactly fans of Arctic air, and I suppose it's one of those for folks that like winter. They enjoy their winter sports and they want the snow and they like to do all of those outdoor things with it. Having it drop down to 10 below consistently and not really warming up much during the day, it gets a little tiring after a while. Nevertheless, we are in the midst of it, and this morning it's just pushing in again. So, we've seen temperatures at least back into the teens the last couple of days, but today I think we're going to do well just to get to 5 above zero for a high temperature. So cold, no question about it. And actually, we've got, this is a streak that goes back to when we talked last week. We were just getting into that really cold Arctic air that came in. Temperatures last Saturday, in fact, generally stayed below zero even during the daytime. So this is actually a continuation of that. So we've now had 7 mornings in a row with temperatures below zero, and it looks like that's going to continue. Now, for the most part, that happens, let's say, about once every 4 or 5 years in January. And so in some ways that's not unusual, but it's certainly on the cold side of things. But I think the streak is going to keep going. I think we're going to stretch it out into February, which means maybe 10 mornings in a row below zero. And that would actually be one of the longer stretches of persistent cold over the past 130 years. I don't think it's going to set any records that way, but there are only 7 other times that it has gone down below zero every single day for 10 days in a row. So in that way, it's actually somewhat unusual.
Will it continue deep into February, or will we get some reprieve?
Well, I think we'll get a little bit of a reprieve late next week. Okay. It looks like temperatures will ease up a little bit, but the weather pattern in general is still a cold pattern. And so in fact, I'm getting hints right now. I've been watching what looks to be a potential surge of this Arctic air again, somewhere between the 8th and the 12th of February. So getting out close to Valentine's Day, actually. So we'll be watching to see how that plays out. But it does look like that February, much like January, it'll have its ups and downs. It'll likely average colder than normal by the time we get through the month.
All right, of course, each and every week we chat about the weather that's pretty close to home, right up and down northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire. But what about New England? Do you look at the weather in that regard at all?
Yeah, well, actually, just yesterday I happened to take a day trip down to Connecticut and left early in the morning. Of course, it was well below zero here, but I kept going south and it never warmed up. It was below zero all the way into northern Connecticut. And so I found that interesting, but also just a great example of what we have out there right now, and that is substantial snow cover. So the snowstorm that we saw back on Monday, we had 15 to 20 inches locally. They also had 15 to 20 inches down in Connecticut. So the blanket of snow was pretty consistent all the way south into Connecticut. And so with relatively deep snow cover, certainly for them, the air above it actually gets colder, not because of the snow in terms of the snow itself being cold, but instead the snow acts like an insulator. In other words, it actually keeps the ground, which is relatively warm, that keeps that heat from reaching up into the air. Now, we don't think of the ground as warm this time of year, but you don't have to go very far down below the edge of the surface of the soil. If you had the thermometer, you could put it down, let's say, 4 to 8 inches below ground level. You'd find the temperature's pretty close to 32. Now, compare that to this morning when the temperature is 5 to 10 below zero, and so you're talking about 30, 40 degrees warmer than the air. So if there's no snow, that heat actually goes up into the air and warms up the air. So that's why having a substantial snow cover it does it makes such a difference in terms of temperatures and so it's an insulation. It's just like putting a blanket of insulation across the top of the ground. And you don't think of something as cold as snow as being insulation, but I always think of it this way. So if you have, let's say, some container with a foot of snow in it, and you melt that snow down, it melts all the way down to 1 inch of water, which means the other 11 inches were air.
Yeah, if you think about it.
The snow is mostly air, and trapped air makes good insulation. It's why fiberglass or foam or whatever, all of those have the property of trapping little bubbles of air, and it stops the cold from kind of working its way through that material. So that's what makes snow a good insulator.
I would assume when you measured it out of this past storm, it was really extremely dry. There wasn't a lot of water content in that snow.
Yes. So we call this the water to snow ratio. So in other words, the normal 10 inches of snow, 1 inch of water. This time we had closer to 20 inches of snow with 1 inch of water.
There you go.
And so you're right. It was a very dry, very fluffy snow.
Heavy, wet snow is going to give you different results, I assume.
Yep.
All right. So snowfall, in regards to the big snowstorm we had earlier this week, anything you wanted to add to our conversation about that this morning?
Yeah, so that brought the season's total here at the museum to 60 inches, which, maybe that sounds a lot compared to what you're looking at on the ground, but that's because we measure it and then we sweep off our snowboard. So that is a measurement of just how much snow has fallen. We have 20 inches of snow sitting on the board right now. But that 60 inches is well above the average for the end of January. Normally, we get about 45 inches total by the end of January. So it's going to really be February before we would normally get to 60 inches. On the other hand, the weather pattern right now is very quiet. I don't see any other storms in our near future, and that means I don't think we're going to add to that total over the next several days anyway. It might be next weekend before we see some accumulating snow.
All right. And final comments this morning in regards to Groundhog Day.
Oh, yes. Monday. It's Groundhog Day. All kinds of things are already out there. People are fed up with winter, blaming the groundhog as though he would have something to do with it. I find it curious, and I probably mention this every year, but it bears repeating. If you think about Groundhog Day and the fact that if he sees his shadow, there's 6 more weeks of winter. Oh, woe is me. Well, 6 weeks. That's only the middle of March. That's not even to the first day of spring, so that's not really much of a prediction, quite honestly.
Not really.
Not really. So I would not get too wound up about the fact that the groundhog sees or doesn't see his shadow. He's just going to do what he's going to do, and the weather's going to do what it's going to do as well.
Yes, can't stop it, can we? All right.
Nope.
Oh, boy. Interesting winter that we're experiencing so far. And each and every Friday, Mark gives us an update as to some of the things we've experienced and what's to come. All right. The weekend weather forecast beginning with today looks like what, Mark?
Yeah, so we start out with a cold weather advisory. No surprise there. It is cold out there. But that has a lot to do with the fact that we've got temperatures that will only get into the single digits this afternoon, and we've got winds 10 miles per hour gusting to 20. It'll feel more like the 20s below zero. There'll be a couple of flurries, mostly over the hills, but no big deal today. Tonight, partly cloudy, dropping down into the single numbers in teens below once again. And there'll be partly sunny skies for tomorrow, starting out the weekend and closing up the month of January with highs, say, between about 10 and 15. Saturday night, another cold night, single numbers, teens below, and Sunday, mostly sunny. That'll be nice. There'll be some high clouds in the afternoon. There'll be a coastal storm that'll stay off to our east, so we're not going to get anything from that other than a few high clouds. And temperatures on Sunday, 15 to 20 above.
We'll take that, won't we?
Yeah.
All right. All right, that's the way it is. That's the forecast. Mark, enjoy the weekend.
Well, thank you. You too.
All right, thanks a lot. And that updated weather is brought to you each and every week by Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, Profile Meats, reminding you that beginning Wednesday on the 4th, February 4th, and going through into March, Wednesday, 6 p. to 8 p.m., Hatchland Event Hall, $50 plus materials. They'll be having a quilt class. The instructor is Pam Hagan. And if you're interested in doing that, be sure to contact Robin at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. The Hatchland Farm Retail Store on Route 10 in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights sells a great selection of ice cream year-round. Many flavors of the hard-serve and soft-serve ice cream are available in their retail freezer. They do still serve dishes of hard-serve ice cream at the deli counter, 11 to 5, Monday through Friday, and Sunday, 11 to 4. The flavor selection varies. The 2026 opening ice cream season at the windows will begin Friday, May 8th at 11 a.m. at Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, Route 10, North Haverhill.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, cold weather advisories this morning, variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0 on the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. It is 7:46. We're 6 degrees below zero. It's cold. In some areas, they are down to the double digits below. It's cold. And that's the updated weather brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Glad you could be with us this morning. A busy 7 o'clock hour and busy 8 o'clock hour right here in your country, WYKR. Thanks for spending some time with us. If you are traveling, give yourself a little extra time to reach your destination today. Road crews, as we've said many times this morning, doing a great job taking care of the snow and, of course, the cold temperatures. But as we said, be careful out there and give yourself time as you head out this morning. 4 minutes after 8, every couple of weeks we chat with the owner of West Ward Auto Repair in St. Johnsbury, Brett Trahan. How you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Steve?
Good. So family-owned and operated, just like when Wes had it. Your wife also helps you out, as I understand, Brett?
Yes, she has a background in marketing and advertisement, so if you go check out our socials, you see that's what she does the whole time.
Yeah, so you also run a commercial on this radio station, and that's her doing her best job.
That's her doing her best job.
Yeah, there
yes,
you go.
That's something that we let her do what she does with the best.
All right, certainly sounds great anyway. And, of course, we're pushing almost a year when you purchased Westward Auto Repair. How's it going so far for you guys?
It has been going fantastic. We've maintained all of Wes's old customers. We were able to expand the shop a little bit and take on new customers and clients. And we're also there for those times when you need to shop to quickly look at something. So we're helping a lot of the community out, which we love. Expanding things is what our goal would be.
Has this so far been kind of a tough winter on vehicles and also for the drivers, Brett?
Yes. Back when I was a kid, I remember having snow and cold weather like this, but it hasn't happened in a long, long time. So having this much snow and this much cold weather has been wearing a lot on vehicles, batteries, tires, on just to the drivers. You have to be on alert more so than what you normally would be, I guess you could say. Expect the unexpected, ice where you don't see it. We see a lot of that snow buildup in the wheels. It gets cold, starts freezing, and then all of a sudden cars are, vibrating excessively while you accelerate. So we're seeing a lot of customers kind of come in with random concerns that they've never heard or experienced before.
In some of those issues, we could take care of ourselves, but when is it start getting out of hand and we should have Westward Auto Repair take a look at that vehicle?
Yeah. So what I tell all my customers is if you get a vibration, if you get a noise, best thing I can suggest is if you have availability to bring your vehicle in and put it inside, do that. If not, bringing it to a car wash, cleaning out the wheels, making sure the vehicle's starting in a timely manner that you expect it to start. Those items are the stuff you can do at home. If after the cleaning and the starting starts to seem a little slow and you're still getting the vibrations, you're still getting that no start condition, give us a call. We can pick you up at your roadside, or you can drive right in.
That gives us a good transition right there. You can pick them up at the roadside because you also have a towing business, right, Brad?
Yes, sir.
So let's find out what that's all about then.
So we like to keep people away from tow trucks as much as possible in the shop. We want to make sure you never have to call one. But having the tow trucks here has been pretty much a godsend, just because we have those customers that say, hey, I can't start my vehicle. Can I get a jump? Hey, I went to start my vehicle today to warm it up, and I locked the keys in. And then we also have the situations where, hey, I slid off the road. I need somebody to come put me back on or bring me to a shop. So having those tow trucks here to access them and help our customers has been phenomenal.
So should we assume, even though when there's not an emergency, you need to transport something in the middle of summer, a tractor from one place to the other, can you do something like that?
Today is actually that day. We're moving a tractor for Linden Institute as we speak. But we move traffickers, we move excavators. I've even moved building materials from people that needed emergency siding that we were able to put on flatbeds and move them. Whatever we can put on the trucks, we like to haul. So
if they need service in that regard, just probably the easiest way is contact you at Westward Auto Repair.
Yeah, I encourage people to call right at the shop because you're going to have, somebody at the line all the time at 748-3636. Or you can call us on the 24-hour line. That's monitored as well. Sometimes someone may be in and out of service and you might have to leave a message or a text, but that number's 802-535-2555.
All right. Good. Go to your website and go from there. Final comments today might include what, Brett?
Staying alert, staying safe. Even though the sun is out and the roads seem clear or slightly wet, a lot of times with that cold temperatures, you're going to see some ice. Maintaining a lot of your vehicle pre-checks is what I also would have to say.
Well, we'll be
rolling.
rolling.
Your tires, your wipers are good.
Yeah, we'll be rolling into February and that much closer to spring when we chat in a couple of weeks, Brett.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Well, stay safe and stay on the road this weekend.
Yes, thank you very much, Steve.
Right.
Have a great one.
Yeah, thank you. Brett and Ashley Trahan, the owners of Westward Auto Repair right there on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. 9 minutes after, we're still below zero. We're going to be chatting with the president and CEO, Wells River Savings, Good Neighbor Bank, Lorenzo Wilhite. But first, we need to check out the forecast. Compliments of Tommy's Auto, which is now open at 266 Route 10 in Piermont. Of course, Tommy is taking care of vehicle maintenance just in time for the winter months. All you have to do is call Tommy. He's available Monday through Saturday, and he opens right up at 7:30 in the morning at 802-535-2804. Tommy's Auto is now open at 266 Route 10 in Piermont, taking care of vehicle maintenance just in time for the new year. Tommy still has the inventory to get your vehicle outfitted real quick with winter tires mounted and balanced. Make your appointment now by calling Tommy's Auto, 802-535-2804. After spending many years at Moonlight Auto Repair, Tommy decided to open his own business at 266 Route 10 in Piermont with the best prices on all services. Open every day, Monday through Saturday, beginning at 7:30. Now is the time to contact Tommy's Auto.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: cold weather advisories this morning. Variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0 on the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, Mark, thanks. 10 minutes after 8. The updated look at the weather brought to you by Tommy's Auto, where he's open Monday through Saturday, actually, beginning at 7:30. And to make an appointment, all you have to do is call Tommy at 802-535-2804, and he'll take care of whatever you have for problems with your vehicles. As we approach 11 minutes after 8, we welcome Lorenzo Wilhite. Stops by the last Friday of the month to give us an update in regards to what's happening at the bank.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine on another cold
January
morning.
Exactly. We definitely have had some cold weather, that's for sure.
Yeah, I tried to remote start one of my vehicles this morning and didn't like it. And I thought, oh, this isn't good. So I went out and it turned over kind of hard, but it started.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you see a lot of cars right now running, people warming them up.
Yeah, so I was a little negligent putting it in the garage. But anyway, it fired up. All right, so what's up? What's going on at Wells River Savings Bank?
Well, we're just getting through all the end-of-year stuff, and then you get busy kind of cranking into the new year. But, for customers, I think a lot of it is we're in tax season. And so there's, a number of things that they may need information from us. But the other side of it is this is the time of year people look at IRA contributions. We have Osaic Financial Services, so we don't want people to forget about Wells River Financial, which we've had for 5 years now, which is hard to believe. And I think we have a lot of people that still don't realize we offer those financial services. So, come in if you have some questions. Set up an appointment with John Trombetta. He can go through a number of different things for you. So, I think what we like to do is just say it's beginning of the year. It's time to kind of look ahead and kind of how did last year go, and what are the things maybe that you need to make some adjustments for moving into this year. And it's a perfect time to come in and chat with John.
Okay. And he'll travel to the different banks as well.
He will travel to the different branches and meet somebody, absolutely. So you can go in and talk to like the branch manager, even one of the tellers can get a hold of him and set up an appointment, and we try to be as convenient as we can.
Yeah, you've had John in here before. He's full of information.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot.
I have contact them. Lorenzo Wilhite is with us. He's president and CEO of Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. And was it the president just named a new, what do they call it? It was Jerome Powell, right?
Oh, right. He's still, with the
he
Fed,
still will be until
Fed chair.
Later this year.
Yeah, and we continue to watch that because that has impacts on us and on our customers. Is what really happens within the Fed, and what's that going to mean for interest rates?
Sure.
And interest rates, everybody thinks, if it's an immediate change here, it translates right into a mortgage rate reduction. It really doesn't. It depends on what the environment's doing. There's so many other factors, but we pay close attention to that.
So what are a lot of customers' concerns right now? As we're heading into tax season and some of that stuff, phone ringing and for your.
I'd say the biggest thing we're seeing is everybody seems to be getting reassessed, and so now when your tax bill comes in, especially if you have escrow on that account. So when we're closing a loan with someone, and you have a fixed rate mortgage, we always make sure and explain to the customer that the only way your payment will change, your principal and interest from the bank standpoint, is fixed for the term of the loan because it's a fixed rate loan. What can make that payment adjust is really depending upon what happens with taxes or homeowners insurance. And those are two things that we've seen some increases in, and those can have an impact on your payment. And what happens is the bank has to make up, what is the difference that we had to pay more than we thought we were going to, and then what's the new calculation for next year. So what I recommend to the customers is if you see that, or if you get a statement from us in the mail and you're just questioning it, Caitlin Craig and Shauna Walker are escrow analysis at the bank who are very, very versed in it, and we'll talk it through with you and kind of give you what options are there to either lighten that blow or whatever. But that's where we're seeing a lot of stress right now.
Are a lot of loans carrying escrow then?
Yeah. A lot of.
So that would keep you busy.
It does. It does. They're very busy, but they do a great job.
So, like you said, if the customer gets their statement and it looks like it's different, don't be afraid to contact the bank and find out what's going on.
Nope. We actually prefer that they would, and
Okay.
and if it's going to be a big adjustment, usually we'll try to reach out to the customer ahead of time. After Caitlin will run that initial analysis and see what it's going to do for the next year and kind of where we're at. But that is probably one of the bigger issues that we're seeing right now.
Are there other things that people are investing in at the bank other than talking with John Frambetta that they could get involved in?
So we also, we obviously have the standard IRAs that they can talk to within the branches. We have the CDs that we've been trying to keep competitive, and those continue to change, whether it's a 6-month term or 12-month term. A lot of it is just coming in and sitting down so we can figure out what are you hoping to do? Is it something that you know you're going to need in 6 months, or it's something that you want to put away for a number of years? And then that can determine whether it's something that will help you with here, or do we want to bring John into the conversation? And sometimes even his conversation may be, after you talk with him, it's still a CD might be the right way to go. So we work together.
So if a customer comes in to a bank, what would they ask for if they're not asking for John, but they wanted to look for CDs or IRAs?
So what they would do is they would either talk to the branch manager, or in most branches we have someone else who can help with from a customer service representative. So they can just go to the teller line and kind of see what they're looking for, and they'll direct
They'll
them.
get them steered in the right direction.
Exactly.
Okay, good to know that. All right. Wells River Savings, your Good Neighbor Bank, President and CEO Lorenzo Wilhite.
So I think the other last thing I want to talk about, just real quick, is just telling people it's that time of year. Well, it's unfortunately it's all times of year now that we see fraud, but these times of year is a lot. So we really tell people, sign up for online banking. That way you can get in and check your accounts before even we may notice something, or you wait for a statement. You can kind of see what's happening there, but also be checking your statement. So many people don't look at those anymore just because you have so many digital options. But be using either online banking, or even if you use the ATM and you look at your balance and you see something off, don't wait. Make sure and contact the bank, because those are usually so time sensitive, whether we can get something back or. So just be really careful, and be careful of the scams. Those traditional scams are still out there,
and they're getting really good at it.
They are. You and I always talk about AI and things. Well, AI is very helpful in certain ways, but AI also makes, for the criminal, it's much easier to get into a lot of these things to replicate your voice, or to make it look, spoof a website that you think it's real. So just be very, very cautious.
Yeah, remind our listeners the bank sees a lot of this. So go to their call center or stop into one of the offices, and they'll help you out.
Yep, absolutely.
Any final comments?
No, just we're glad to be moving into the new year, and I think that we've got a lot of exciting things going on at the bank. So just stay tuned.
All right. See you at the end of February.
You got it. We'll see you then.
All right. Stay safe.
Thanks,
all right.
Steve.
About 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we're still 7 degrees below as we speak. It continues to fall. Updated look at what's happening at Wells River Savings, your Good Neighbor Bank, with President and CEO Lorenzo Wilhite. We'll take a break here, take a look at the weather forecast, and then we'll be chatting with Valley Floors right there in Bradford.
PTOs want you to know we are your local factory authorized Fisher Plow dealer. We sell, install, and service all Fisher Plows and Sanders. We have over 20 years of experience in factory training. Make PTO's Repair your first stop for all your Fisher Plow needs. PTO's Repair, 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, or at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: cold weather advisories this morning. Variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0 on the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, there's the updated look at the weather. We're approaching 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're not 19 below, but we're close. We're at 7 degrees below here at our Route 302 broadcast studios. It is a cold morning. Updated weather brought to you by PTO's Repair at their new location, 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, just about 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. You can call PTO's at 802-222-6152. We've got Paul and Kim who will take care of you at PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer in Fairleigh.
Drake May took to the podium yesterday after practice. The Patriots' young quarterback confirming there is a little pain in his right shoulder, his throwing shoulder. He's not concerned.
I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get back to 100%. And I think a lot of people in the locker room would say the same thing. Having a 2-week break, it's nice to maybe rest a little more and get to know the Seahawks as good as I can. And from there, looking forward to getting out to practice and trying to transfer that to live game reps.
Drake May is a kid. He's only 23 years old. Starring quarterback in a Super Bowl, taking this minor inconvenience in stride.
That's why you have trainers and one of those things where it's a long season and sometimes things show up and I'll do whatever I can to feel 100% and I'm sure I'll get if not there as close as you can 99 or do whatever I can to make sure I'm throwing and like I said do whatever I can to help the team win.
Patriot quarterback Drake May.
All right, each and every week for a long, long time, many years now, we've chatted with Valley Floors in Bradford at about the same time. And many times over the past few months, past few years, we talked with Greg Hodge, who is in charge of the windows, right?
Correct.
Man.
That's me.
That's me, he says. All right, so let's talk about window treatments. It's, middle of winter. Doesn't matter if it's middle of winter, middle of summer, as we've said many times. Those window treatments can help out, can't they?
Yeah, this is the perfect time to be looking at window treatments try to keep the heat in and this cold weather out.
So give us an update. We're into a new year. Does the designs and the product change with new year, or just periodically, Greg?
They periodically they don't really change with the new year. There's always changes. There's always new fabrics coming out, new styles But right now, it's they're just changing everything over, and they won't. You won't know any more about it until March or April or someplace in that area. But if somebody's looking for shades right now, it's a great time, like I said, to keep the heat in and the cold out because it's really cold out.
Certainly.
And so they make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. And what about you for installations? What's the process? If I were to come into your office today and get the ball rolling, what kind of is the process with you, Greg?
Well, the process is come in, have a look, and look at our display. We have an awesome display in here. And then we talk, and then we set up a time for me to come measure. And then I do a measurement, and we talk about products and what the folks would like. And then I come back and I do an estimate, and I send it. And if they say, okay, let's go for it, and we get a deposit from the folks, and then then I order them, and then when they come in, I install them, which is normally 3 weeks to a month later.
Okay. And I assume there's different levels. I mean, you can get whatever is going to fit your pocketbook, or you can.
Oh
really,
my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go from $300 or $400 per window to $800 or $900 or $1,000 or $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's you're talking about custom shades, so it's not like going to one of your other stores and buying it and then hopefully it fits and that sort of thing. These are all custom, widths and shades and so they're a little extra money, but they're well worth it in the end.
All right. So for a custom shade, what is the turnaround time after you've measured somebody's business or their home?
3 to 4 weeks.
Not bad. Okay.
No, it's I say to 3 to 4 weeks, and then sometimes it'll be a little longer, or it'll be less. But the average is 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. Everything goes good. How long does it take you to do a window, Greg?
Depending on the window, if it's just a ordinary window, probably 5 to 10 minutes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Good for you.
I mean, I've got another gentleman that helps me. We can, we've gone some places and done 30 or 40 in 3 or 4 hours.
No kidding. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You would think it would be more complicated, but you guys are pros. You've been doing this a long time there at Valley Floors.
Absolutely. I've been doing it 8 years. Yep.
All right. The choices include what? What have you got on board there?
Well, we've got a huge display area. I've got all kinds of shades. I've got solar screen. I've got honeycomb. I've got woven woods. I've got Roman. It's just, I tell all my clients it makes a big difference to come in and have a look at our display.
Sure.
Because we have other things in the store too. So, but it makes a big difference to come in and look. I don't want to say this would work great and then get to your house and go, nah, you don't like that. So it's better to come in and look at all the displays that I have in the showroom.
That makes sense. Hunter, Douglas, Graber, and you have one other, don't you?
Norman,
that's it. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, another great update from Greg Hodge right there, Valley Floors in Bradford. The best thing to do if they really want to talk with you is make an appointment, I assume.
Make an appointment, come in and talk to me, and and if for some reason you can't come in, I certainly can, talk to you about it on the phone, and they give me an idea what they're looking for. I can take the samples and come right to your home.
Nice.
So
that's service.
It's best to have us measurement, us do the measuring, because if it's off and you do the measuring, then you're kind of stuck with the shade.
That sounds
It's
right.
better just to have us do it. And I like to come because it gives me an idea of looking at the project, and so yeah.
Good for you. Wow. Another great service being offered there. And we go from one conversation to another. We go from Bradford, chatting with the informants right there at Valley Floors, talking with Ryan Hollister, Ryan Chase, and, of course, just barely getting off the phone with Greg Hodge and all the great things he does with Hunter, Douglas, Graber, and Norman. And now at about 28 minutes after 8, we head to Woodsville and say good morning to Liz Shelton at the Party Store. How you doing, Liz?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. All right. How was your trip south?
It was wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Good to hear.
I got a few days off after working for 6 days straight, and ended up going to Savannah and South Carolina. So it was very nice.
Good.
70 degrees. The sun was shining, and I just keep thinking about that.
I'll bet you do. Now it's almost 10 degrees below zero. Well, welcome back to where it's nice and chilly. But it's warm inside the stores, right?
It is. It is. Just been crazy whirlwind. I finally feel a little bit more grounded as of yesterday. I stayed till 7 o'clock last night, just trying to wrap my arms around everything. It's a very busy couple weeks for me, so it just leads up to it being even busier. Currently we're still cleaning up from the holidays, and right now this week is our last couple of days of our post-Christmas sale. And we, just so people know, we have 50% off selected Christmas Yankee candles, Christmas cards, sleighing calendars. There's 40% off Christmas ornaments and home decor, and 20% off Christmas collectibles from Department 56, the Village's accessories, Buyer's Choice Carolers, Snow Babies, Jim Shore. So, it's a really good time if you have a few extra dollars. And I've had quite a few people in this week, even with the storm, just, getting a head start for Christmas 2026. After I got back from my trip, we got pelted with the snowstorm. So I was busy on the computer for the last couple of days, just trying to print out, purchase orders and get things organized. And so I'm feeling okay now. One other last couple of days for La Crusade and Staub. We've had the La Crusade 8-quart oval Dutch oven on promo, and the 4.5-quart Staub Dutch oven, and those will end on Saturday, and then on Monday new promos start. So if anybody was kind of wanting to take advantage of the Dutch ovens, please come in and we'll get it all taken care of for you. And let's see. I finally took the plunge on adding a new line of cookware into our cookware lines from a company called Made In. I've had people asking for it for the last, I would say 2 years. People have popped up with it saying, do I carry it? It's a good quality. It's a 5-ply cookware. And, of course, it's made in the USA, and just really nice cookware. I had met with them in the fall. Laura and I met with our sales rep, Ashley, and discussed it, and I felt it was just too soon to jump on board for the Christmas season. So when I was in Atlanta, I had made an appointment to meet at the showroom there. And so we're going to be on board with that, and that will be adding to our really good selection of cookware. I looked for new companies for gadgets and old companies for gadgets, and Dream Farm has some really good new stuff. Anyone who's a Dream Farm customer knows it's just great quality gadgets from Australia, just very innovative, and they put a lot of money into research, and just a fun company. I met with OXO, looked at what they had new to offer, and right down the line of most of my companies, I spent at least, 10 to 15 minutes seeing what was new and placing orders if it was appropriate. What else? I have new stuff that has come in from when I was in the show, and the new items will come in all through the year. I don't just shop for 6 straight days and it all boom comes in. I have it staggered to come in at appropriate times for whatever season, or when I feel I'll be ready to add it into our already full inventory. So with that being said, what else did I do? We have, let me see.
A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
I know. We had some new purses that came in. I've restocked the knives, some of the knives, and I've added some new knives to the mix. And some new linens came in from April Cornell. I have new gifts and home decor for Valentine's Day, and it's just very busy and crazy there. I remind people of our services. We do knife sharpening. We offer dry cleaning. It's a Tuesday to Tuesday turnaround. We have tuxedo and suit rentals and sales. And the last thing I just wanted to mention were the hero banners that we have in Woodsville that line our streets. We have close to 100 banners. And if you are thinking you would like to add a banner, I really need people to come in and talk to me and get the appropriate paperwork. The banners will go out. The order, we have to have 10 banners now, and the order will go out at the end of April. So if it's something that you would like, please contact me and we'll get you started. So It's a very easy process. But anyways, that's what's going on.
Good words. All right, Liz, we'll chat in a couple of weeks. It looks like it's going to be Friday the 13th, so be ready.
Oh, great. Great. Perfect.
All right, enjoy the winter, all right?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Liz Shelton at her family store is right there in Woodsville, the party store, everything but the cook. 8:35. We're going to check out the weather. Then we'll be chatting with Laura Nelson from LC Design Concepts, her new location on Route 10 in North Haverhill. But first, we're checking out the weather. Compliments of House Wright Construction. You may be thinking about building your dream house. You might be looking at a piece of land and need to know if it would be a good building site. Perhaps it's time to renovate a bathroom or to create cabinetry for your entertainment equipment. From crafting a house that nestles in the landscape to creating a cozy kitchen fit for a chef, House Wright Construction has the professional know-how you need. House Wright offers technical expertise and old-world craftsmanship, along with the old-fashioned business values of integrity and accountability. Whether you ask them to join you as your general contractor or want to consult with them at the earliest stages of your project, since 1985, House Wright has brought a wide range of experience as a home builder in New Hampshire and Vermont. Large or small, they look at projects holistically, considering functionality and aesthetics. And they will be as dedicated to your project as you are. House Wright Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at housewright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, cold weather advisories this morning. Variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0. On the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, Mark, thank you. We're -7. Real balmy day, no? It's cold out there. So drive carefully, take care of your pets, take care of yourself. Cold weather is here. We're in the middle of winter. And Groundhog Day is coming up Monday, by the way.
Hopefully that little rascal does what we want him to do.
You ready? What, 6 weeks and doesn't even still put us
Doesn't
in the-
matter, no.
No.
Well, 6 weeks,
It's all hoopla.
Remind me I said that in 6 weeks.
Okay, we'll
I'm
do
still
that.
complaining about cold.
It is cold, that's for sure. So LC Design Concepts, new location, you're kind of pretty much settled in
Yeah.
North Haverhill?
Yeah, I love the space. We got a delivery this week, and it's so nice. It's like such a nerdy thing to be excited about, being able to receive deliveries. Nerdy.
Really.
But it is. It's like, to be able to receive, like, for example, it was a couple of odds and ends to finish out a project. It's so nice to be able to get them there, bring them right into the warehouse space, and have them stored. Whereas previously, when I was in Wells River, I'd have to meet the truck up at P&H truck stop and unload. It was never dry and sunny the day the truck came. True. It was always raining or snowing or whatever. So it's really kind of nice having that space, and the trucks can pull right up along the front easy.
They must like it too.
Yeah, it is definitely nice. I mean, obviously the truck stop is good. A lot of them that come from well out of the area always stop at P&H anyway for a pie, a piece of pie.
So after you've got it in storage at your place, how do you get them to either the homeowner or business? Very carefully.
Very carefully. Either
it's
most
secret.
of the time people are picking stuff up if I'm receiving stuff there, or if it's parts and pieces.
And you're working with contractors? Okay.
Yep. So actually, when I leave here today, we have basically 4 pallets worth of cabinetry sitting in the warehouse that is going to get picked up. So that's kind of
for a
exciting.
kitchen?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. So he came to look at it yesterday, and was like, "Oh, that's a lot." I'm like, "Yep."
Yep.
Might be 2 trips going out to Groton, so that'll be good. But the showroom space is coming together. The last 3 displays are installed, and we're just waiting for the countertops to be measured and installed. So by March, we should be done, and I don't have to think about parts and pieces that are unfinished in the showroom. It's so exciting to just.
So when did you move into that location down there?
We physically moved everything, all the parts and pieces, in October 22nd, and so. I mean, we've been cranking along, putting stuff back together.
Not that long ago.
And also, similar to when people do a kitchen, storage accessories, cutlery dividers, things like that. I tend to say to homeowners, let's leave the drawers empty, move into the space, and live with where you think you're going to put the cutlery, your silverware, where you think you're going to put Tupperware and things like that. Live with it for a little while, then let's order some of the accessories that we can add after the fact, because it's sort of similar to the showroom. I had things set up a certain way, how I thought it made the most sense. And after being in the space and working in the space, I realized this is a horrible idea. Why did I put this here? And move things around. And so similar to a kitchen, if we order accessories like that from the factory, sometimes they're sort of permanently built into the drawer, for example. So doing add-ons after the fact allows us to be a little bit more flexible with where you're storing things.
So define accessories.
Inserts to divide your silverware, inserts for, like, say, cookie sheets and trays, things like that. There's really cool inserts in drawers. It's a pegboard system that have these dowels that stick in. So if you pots and pans, it works for mixing bowls, Tupperware. If you have lots of servingware, you can put them in the drawer, and the dowels stick into, you can move them around in the holes in the pegboard, and it stops things from, rattling around in the drawer.
So that's why good cabinets don't come cheap either.
Exactly.
I mean, they're expensive, and they're not built cheap. You get solid materials.
Even the lower end, sort of what I'd call more entry level lines that I have, are an all plywood box, so they're pretty sturdy with corner blocking or stretchers and all that. So it isn't a cheap endeavor, and so it's important to do your homework and make sure that you're getting what you want, and that
Well, tear everything apart and put it back together.
Sure.
Hopefully you're happy.
Yes. Well, and I'm working with a client right now. She started with wanting to save some of the original cabinets and mix in the new. And as soon as contractor went out and looked at it, he basically said, there's no point. If you really have sentimental attachment to some of these cabinets, let's take them apart. I'll use the wood to make some, sort of a hutch or something in, say, the dining room. But in the end, you're going to spend so much more money chasing and trying to fix and retrofit old than if you just did something new. It's so much more efficient. It works better together. It's hard to mix old and new and make it look right and make it work right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the fronts off and build something custom in the dining room, so she has the parts and pieces so she can still look at them, but the kitchen will be more functional for her.
So kind of repurposing.
Yes.
Okay. So what are they using for? I mean, paint, stains. What are they using for?
Right now, colors other than white.
Really?
If we're going to do a paint, I'm doing a lot of greens, multiple tone, like light green into dark, evergreen. It's really popular. A lot of blues, a lot of sort of sand colors, like a sandstone kind of look.
So if you don't use white, what color doesn't wear out? I mean,
I would say just about anything.
Really?
I mean, it's all relative. I mean, so what is this, 2026? September of this year will be 25 years ago I started my first job in this industry. And I look back at some of the kitchens that I did back then, and some of the, the trendy finishes then are here now. I'm looking at it, and the manufacturers are introducing us to these new looks. It's like, that's pickled oak. That was so cool in the early 2000s. And it's back. It's so funny.
And the paint nowadays holds up really well?
Yes, and it's technically the way the finishes are done. It's actually not a paint. It's basically a tinted stain that's sprayed on. So it's not a paint in how people think of, painting layers on. So in terms of durability and maintenance, it's just similar to if you had a stained look and you could see the wood grain through it. And it doesn't chip like you think a paint would.
Sure.
So that's kind of nice. But a lot of stain finishes are really popular now.
Interesting.
Going back to, if you're going to have wood cabinets, let's see the wood, a clear stain. So clear stain on rustic alder, clear stain on rustic hickory. In our area, we have a lot of log homes. We have a lot of woods around our houses. So seeing the rustic wood in the house is appropriate.
So how do you show that to your customer, the differences in surfaces?
Sure. Well, that's what all the door samples are for in the
Okay.
showroom.
All right.
And displays, the displays in the showroom are quite varied. And I try to put things in the showroom that you might not necessarily see in an everyday house. And I will say some of the displays are a little bit splashier than what most people would put in their home, but it shows you the possibilities. It shows you what could be done. And so, in the showroom, there's one display next to another that would look ridiculous in a house if you had this next to that.
Okay.
But being in a showroom, you kind of have to have them sitting close to one another. But it shows you the diversity of what's available in just one product line.
Yeah. So our listeners, even if they're not thinking of redoing the kitchen or bath or whatever the case may be, at least take a look. I mean, it's fun just to take a look.
Yes.
Don't want to waste anybody's time, but you never know
No.
where it's going to go.
Exactly. And so this week, I always tell people, if you see my Bronco parked there, or if you see the green open flag on the front, stop in and see me. That means I'm there. And I take the open flag in usually if I have clients that I'm meeting with. But I had a gentleman stop this week, and he was I just wanted to see what was here.
Sure.
We had a sign hanging out front right after we opened. We put the sign up, and then Mother Nature decided that was an inadequate sign. And during that one ice and windstorm, it ripped off, and it was over in the parking lot in front of the fire station. So the sign hasn't been up. The new one just got delivered, and I just don't have a ladder tall enough to reach it to put it up.
That's where she's located, Route 10 in North Haverhill, next to the fire station.
Next to the fire station.
Easy to find. LC Design Concepts. Wow. There's so much to it.
It is.
We could talk and keep talking. The best thing is to, contact you.
Yes.
And like we said, even if you don't have anything in mind.
Exactly.
It may kind of get things going. And it takes time. You're going to spend a lot of money if you really get rolling with this stuff.
Yes, I can help you spend your money very easily.
Yeah, well, she has so much fun doing that. 25 years worth of experience. All right.
Yes.
All right, so final comments, how to contact you maybe?
Yes, just search us online. LC Design Concepts will come up. Definitely call or email to schedule an appointment. Like I said, if my Bronco is there and the flag is out, I'm there. But, like today, I'm meeting someone to do that pickup, and then I got to run out and do a couple of measures and meet countertop measure. So I'm in and out. So definitely give us a call. Look us up. We're on Facebook. We're on Google.
And like I said, traveling through North Haven, Route 10, next to the fire station, flags out. Stop in, say
Stop
hey.
in and say hi and see what's doing in there.
All right, so we'll do this again in a couple of weeks, as I just said to Liz.
Yeah.
Be Friday the 13th.
I know. That's
There you
crazy.
go. All right. Good to see you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll check the weather coming up right after this.
Honey, I just put the last bag of pellets into the hopper. You need to get some more down at Dad's 4x Tool and Supply. Those pellets are the best pellets. They burn well and have very little ash. That pellet stove has saved us a bundle on heating costs.
If you own a pellet stove, you've got to have wood pellets. You can't burn Twinkies. Our wood pellets are premium hardwood blend for more heat and less ash. Dad's 4x Tool and Supply in St. John Spray and Wells River sells wood pellets by the bag or by the ton.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: cold weather advisories this morning. Variable clouds, intervals of sun, a few stray flurries or snow showers, highs only near 5 above, close to 0 on the hills, a gusty northwest wind. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, quite cold, lows 5 to 15 below. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, not quite so cold, highs 10 to 15. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
At 7 degrees below 0, that's the look of the weekend weather. And brought to you by your friends at Dad's 4x Tool and Supply, located on Route 5 in St. Johnsbury, and right here in downtown Wells River is where you'll find Dad's. It's 8:50. That is, actually, it's 8:49 now. Let's rush things. Let's not do that. But it is cold. It's a good idea to, warm up the vehicle. Make sure you stay warm when you go outside. And if you have pets, be sure and take them, take care of them. Take them into account as well, because it is cold. We're well below 0 here in the YKR listening area. Again, updated weather brought to you by Dad's 4x Tool and Supply.
So we have some special guests here in the studio. We are talking to Laura Sjolander, Jean Alexander, and we got 8 kiddos here, and you guys are all from the micro school, the Wildcat micro school. Yeah. And so talk to us a little bit about Laura and Jean. What is the Wildcat micro school?
So the Wildcat Micro School is a small group of students in the Haverhill area where we run a school, and it's based as a homeschool group, and our school is really focused on interactive learning and engaging learning opportunities that are rigorous and help kids to gain independent skills that will help them become successful adults.
Right. And I know that our good friends over at the Bridge Weekly Showcase ran an article a few weeks ago about the Wildcat Micro School.
Yeah, we are really involved in STEM learning for our students, and so we try to really bring a lot of different STEM activities and opportunities to our students. So they were in the paper because we actually won the regional first robotics competition. And then we have a group of students that are going to Norwalk, Connecticut for an NHRL robotics competition. And now we're here because we have our younger students getting prepared for a STEM contraption competition for the Rube Goldberg competition in Indiana.
Wow, that sounds fun. And Jean, you were instrumental in helping form this school, correct?
This competition,
okay,
yes.
Yeah.
My son is a student at the school, and we go to the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium often, and he took camp there where we learned about Rube Goldberg and the crazy contraptions.
Right.
So we got a voucher to get a team in, and I asked the teachers at Wildcat, and here we are. We are going to the regionals, which we don't know where we'll be placed yet. It'll be either at the Fairbanks Museum or possibly Manchester, New Hampshire. And once we get our location, we will compete there with a crazy contraption that has different STEM opportunities and energy transfers to create a simple task. And this year it's to open a box. So all the children will compete against elementary school children to open a box with a crazy contraption.
Right. And to remind our listeners too, Rube Goldberg is one of the, so if anybody remembers Pee-wee's Big Adventure, he had Rube Goldberg to actually pour a box of cereal for him. And also Wallace and Gromit, as a famous claymation, has some Rube Goldberg stuff. But basically for our listeners, the Rube Goldberg thing is like, what you do is like set an alarm clock that then knocks over a wheel that hits a duck, and the duck actually topples over into like a top hat. And then it's like this really random, long, extensive process to do something simple at the end. Is that basically?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and I bet one of the kids could tell you what we have figured out can open a box. You want to tell what opens the box?
A skateboard?
Let's say the
Get right
skateboard
up.
opened the
Get right up in the mic.
Skateboard open the box.
Okay. All right.
How did we get the skateboard to open the box?
We have a thing that knocks over something that holds the skateboard in place, so it'll pull the thing that holds the skateboard in place to make the skateboard go to land in the box.
That sounds so fun. And is that something that you guys are? And that's the product. That's the part where you're doing for the competition.
Correct. We different energy transfer. So they're using pulleys and screws and thermal energy or electrical energy, and we have little lessons prior, and then we let the kids have at it. They use their creativity after learning a little bit about energy and try to open a box. Every week we're fine-tuning it.
They have to have a minimum of 10 energy transfers to open the box and a maximum of 125.
Okay.
And we were actually really shocked because we didn't have any expectation of them opening a box this quickly because we only have about 5 energy transfers. But when they were working last Wednesday, the kids are like, wait, I think the skateboard will open the box. So what did we build, Kazen?
A ramp so the skateboard would fall down and hit the box.
Okay. And so remind people too, as also, because you mentioned the term micro school. What is this open for anybody who's listening to say that they might be interested in having their children join?
So we have a wait list right now.
Okay.
We are full. But yes, we are open to students, and we are always open to them being on the wait list. We have our school broken down into 3 groups of students because there's 3 teachers. So there's me, Heather Long, and Ashley Amy as the leaders of the school. And Heather kind of got the school going, and then I joined, and then Ashley joined a year later. And so we go to we split the kids into 3 groups, and we use all 3 of our houses to break into age groups. So the students that are here with us today are kindergarten through 4th grade students.
Okay.
Then we have a middle group, which we call our Bobcats, which are 5th grade through 6th grade. And then we have 7th and up, and we're going to go right through high school with our students.
So what feline is 7th and up then? Because you have your Wildcats and you got your Bobcats.
Pumas.
The Pumas.
So
I
tigers,
knew.
the Bobcats, and the Pumas.
All right, I knew there must have been some kind of other like feline.
Yeah, we've kind of kept everything around Wildcat, and so when we go when we went to first, we went with Wildcat Nerds, Wildcat Unearthed, and Wildcat Fantasy Fire Friends, and Wildcat Fearsome 5 groups.
Oh, that's awesome.
So everything was each group was Wildcat, which helped to just keep us together because we had many groups because we have lots of students.
Right. And how long have you guys been running?
This is our 3rd year.
Wow, okay.
With the school.
So you guys doing any fundraising or anything coming up?
Yeah, so the Rube Goldberg competition is going to cost us quite a bit of money. So we have gotten a few fundraisers planned. We have one on February 13th and another one on March 21st. Both of them will be at the North Haverhill Methodist Church. The community has been such a sponsor and so helpful in helping us prepare for our big spaghetti dinner, which will be on February 13th from 5 to 7. And we hope that lots of the community members will come out and support our kids.
Excellent. Yes, and then that's the North. You said the North Haverhill United Methodist Church.
North Haverhill United Methodist Church at 5 o'clock. We'll open the doors and we'll end at 7. And we're also, I didn't mention, we're going to be having a silent auction that day with all kinds of great gifts and gift certificates from the town.
Awesome. All right. Cool. And you kiddos, did you have anything to say on the radio? Did you want to say hi to anybody or anything like that?
Can anybody tell what we're excited about for the competition? Go ahead, Carson. You gotta talk loud in the
mic.
To open the
We are excited. You gotta start.
We are excited to go to Indiana.
All right. So one thing I think that all of our students would like to do is to say a group message. Would we be able to do that?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you ready?
Thank you, community, for our support.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. This is great. Yes. And looking forward, and good luck to your good luck on your competition.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right. We were just talking to Laura Sjolander and Jean Alexander and the 8 students that are in here from the Wildcat Micro School. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. That's 8:58. A lot of fun right there in that conversation. Boy, they're going to have the fundraiser coming up pretty soon as well, and we'll be talking more about that. Been a busy morning here. We started way back at 6 o'clock, and, of course, 3 hours with a lot of different people that we talk with, and it started shortly after 6:30 this morning when we chatted with Paul Ordway from PTO's Repair right there in Bradford. In regards to Haverhill Recreation, they have their acoustic music jam, and the 2026 music jam schedule has been posted, and the first one in February will actually be on the 1st. It's going to be this Sunday. It'll be from noon to 3, and it happens at the Robert E. Clifford Building, which is at 65 Court Street in Woodsville. It's a $3 donation, no drums, no horns, and it's just a lot of fun. I also want to remind you about the 48th annual Dick Page Ride-In. That's part of the Buckaroos of 302. It's going to be happening in a couple of weeks, Saturday, February 14th. Ride in by sled or pull in by car, but be sure to get there early. Groton Volunteer Fire Department will have their barbecue chicken that goes fast, by the way. A full $16 meal includes the homemade beans, coleslaw, chips, rolls, and locally made cupcakes. You can eat it in or take it out. The serving starts at 11 a.m., and it's done when it's sold out. Plus, there's a 50-50 raffle. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we also want to remind you about a craft fair that's coming up. The Haverhill Parks and Recreation, their craft vendor fair, and it's an open air market as well, 2026. They have a lot of dates coming up. They had one a couple of weeks ago in January. The next one is going to be February 14th, the craft fair, Saturday, February 14th. It'll be from 9 to 3, again, at the Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville. For additional information in regards to what's happening with Haverhill Parks and Recreation, you can go to their website. All you have to do is Google it if you haven't already saved it. And that wraps up our morning. We'll be checking out the latest news and information from CBS, and then we'll come out of that and update you on the weather forecast again for the YKR listening area. Be safe and stay warm this weekend.